Here we go. So we're doing a live podcast episode today, right now, for Monday. This is a series of 5 podcast episodes this week as we talk about different aspects of the Sisterhood of Limitless Living in preparation for the great celebration that we're about to have for our 1-year anniversary, our 1-year birthday of the podcast. So today the topic is on how we can build community, make new friends, and feel supported and connected for 2 reasons: during the pandemic and also just every day as people living with chronic illness, chronic disease. So my name's Dr. April Moreno. If you haven't met me before, I live with autoimmune disease, whatever you want to call it, autoimmune conditions. I am a podcaster of the Sisterhood of Limitless Living podcast. And I also do a current podcast on COVID-19 PPC, Policy, Public Health, and Culture. I am a coach to autoimmune women to improve and enhance quality of life. And what else? Public health research, all kinds of stuff, because we got to stay proactive out there to the extent possible with our energy levels. And this is my co-host, Wellington. He's our service dog. He's my service dog. He became a service dog when he was 3 years old. And I was diagnosed with my autoimmune condition. And so today I wanted to talk to you about community, how you can build community, make friends in the autoimmune world, and just stay connected, supported, and all of that out there. So today I wanted to share with you a little bit more about the experience of chronic illness and when that first happens, right? So when it first happens to you, and if you are, I guess I would say, first of all, in many cases, a lot of us are experiencing chronic illness that some of our family members have had in the past. In many cases, this is genetic. It runs in families, and sometimes you may have more than one autoimmune condition. So, in the case where this is very new to you and you don't know anybody who has your autoimmune condition, this can be kind of scary. This can be a very challenging time. Okay, and add on to it right now, if you are going through this right now, even more, right? Even more so, right? Because it's scary because there's a pandemic, and then you're also trying to navigate what it means to have an autoimmune illness that maybe you've never met anyone with it, right? So let's go ahead and talk about the feelings that you're going through and how you want to connect with people and stay in touch and stay knowledgeable and supported. So one great way to do that is to find people through Facebook groups, social media, Instagram, Twitter, all of that. Right? You can find a lot of people in the community who are going through a lot of the same things you're experiencing, and do a hashtag search by the chronic disease specifically. So I think today is even Lupus Day, International Lupus Day, if I'm not mistaken. It's actually Lupus Awareness Week, if not Awareness Month. So that's one example, right? So being able to find these communities of support. There are some really great communities of support out there if you're diagnosed with lupus, for example. There's Looms for Lupus. There's a hashtag lupus support. And a lot of the community out there is very diverse. What I love about the lupus community is that it's so diverse. You can find people with so many cultural backgrounds and contexts that can support you. So I don't have lupus, but I have family with lupus. So that's what I found out. So if you are feeling alone, reach out there, get out there on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, find community. Especially during the pandemic, it's not quite easy for us to go out there and meet these support groups. I will say something else though. When I was experiencing my diagnosis for the first time, I did go to support groups and I actually felt worse. It was super scary to hear a lot of the challenges and difficulties that people were going through, and they were telling me that these were going to be my challenges. Someone even told me and guaranteed to me something that was going to happen to me. And let me tell you something, if this is new to you, no one can tell you what's going to happen to you. Every person's diagnosis is different, right? Every person's experience is different, and the symptoms are not the same. Some people have very severe symptoms. Unfortunately, it seems to me that although men are like 25% of all autoimmune diseases, they get things really severely. They are affected in some very severe ways compared to a lot of the cases of women with autoimmune diseases out there. So, wanted to say again in short, you may be new to the autoimmune community, and I don't even want to say welcome, but in a way, yes, we're here. We support you and we welcome you for all the support and care that you are looking for and that you seek. This may be your first diagnosis. You may have more than one. And it just happens in many cases. People tend to have often two or three diagnoses out there. It's a possibility. So if you're feeling some symptoms that are a little off and don't quite fit into the category of your diagnosis, there may be other things that people should be looking out for in the medical community. Reaching out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, finding the type of support that you are looking for. There's different ways to address autoimmune disease. There are people who are hurting, they're angry, so there's a community for that, right? There's people who are just really like, this is ruining my life, it's stealing from me, it's taking away. There's communities for that, and there's support for that, and there's confirmation. Basically, you're going to find confirmation and affirmation for whatever you're feeling. Like whatever opinion and perspective you have about something, you will find a way to find support to back that up. And so if that's the community you're interested in seeking, the venting, the frustration, the anger, there's community for that. If you are on the side of like, I really want to get past this, I'm sick of being sick, I've got work to do, I've got a job to take care of, I got family to take care of, and I need to stay active, I need answers, I need solutions. That's the community that we're in. This is the Sisterhood of Limitless Living. We are really interested in finding practical solutions, proactive living, and finding ways to feel inspired and have that purpose and that sense of willingness to get through every day. Okay? I'm going to tell you something. I just had my psychology appointment. Actually, no, it was a psychiatry appointment. I have both. I just had a psychiatry appointment literally like 10 minutes ago. He was so proud of what I'm telling him about the podcasting. He was really proud of the work I've been doing, staying busy, staying proactive. He was just like, you have no idea. The people who are coming to me right now are the people who are normally, they've got it together. Listen, community, if you are taking medication and you're dealing and you're coping with something that you've had for years and years, we are so much stronger than the everyday average person out there who is just trying to get a handle on this pandemic. Okay, he was just like, I can tell you're just dealing with this like it's normal. I'm like, yeah, this is our life. We live, in this modified way of energy management, protecting our health every day. We are stronger than the average healthy person out there. So I want to commend you if you are going through this with me. We're doing great. So, so being able to connect with social media, finding I don't like the word tribe because it's culturally not respectful, finding your community. And then also finding those nonprofit organizations. A lot of things are being done online, of course, right now. You're not going to find a whole lot in person at the moment, but when you do, you can find them on Eventbrite. You can find them in Meetup. You can find them through your nonprofit organization specific to your condition, your disease diagnosis. There's a lot out there. What else? Oh, this is pretty cool too. A lot of nonprofit organizations have resources available for you as well. So you can find technology grants, you can find support grants, you can find funding for gear and medication and things through your nonprofit related to the disease association that you are affiliated with or that you connect to. The friendships. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit more about the friendships. Building these friendships is so valuable because they are lifelong. We have chronic illness. There's no cure for the chronic illness. Does that bother me? Not at all, because I don't like to take it this far, but sometimes I do feel that life itself is a chronic illness. Life has pain. Life has struggle. Life is constantly aging us. We know that there's an end to life in the future. So what's the difference? There's no cure to life. There's no cure to this autoimmune disease. I'm okay with that. Managing it, navigating it is really what we need to continue focusing on for our wellness. So I wanted to share that with you today, talking about feelings, connections, and making those lifelong friends, people who can continue to support you and give you encouragement, and then finding those communities of resources and support out there. That's the story for today. That's what I wanted to share in this podcast live episode. And so basically, I'll be on here every day, probably around this time, around 12, sharing some guidance, tips, tools, and information on how you can navigate autoimmune living limitlessly, right? Basically, it means you're working through a problem, you're working around the problem, whatever it is that you can continue to keep moving forward. So continue to join us. I'll be here around noon every day this week, and also hope to see you in the celebration May 20th through the 22nd for our 1-year anniversary, our birthday of the Sisterhood podcast here at the Instagram account of Dr. April Wellness. And take care. And if you haven't heard the podcast, we have a podcast. So check out the profile for more information. Have a good day, and happy Mother's Day again. And have a great week. Bye.